Hang on. All right, so we are in post-show. Thank you guys for hanging with us. We've got a long list of things to talk about. No, we totally do.
We're going to hit every one of those.
Did you start recording again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and record this too. So, let me tell you how post-show usually works. How it usually works is Monday or Tuesday.
Tuesday, generally.
Usually Tuesday. Fine. I
We
send
didn't
a
talk about that, by the way.
I send a message out to everyone who's going to be on the show. Hey, what should we talk about in post-show? And no one responds. And that's just the way it happens every single fucking time. Am I lying?
No, that's legit.
That's how it happens. And then I have to just fucking come up with something. And then we get to the show and I ask the chat room, hey, what should we talk about in post-show? And you motherfuckers don't help me either. And so I end up having to come up with something for us to talk about.
But today,
Winner.
Leslie just dumped a whole shitload of things into the post-show topics. The first one is always what I always put in there, which is help.
Oh, that's what that means.
That's why
And you helped, so thank you for helping. So let's talk about what Leslie put in here, then we're going to talk about male abortions at the end.
That's like the only legit one on there, isn't it? So
well, yeah, but I mean, I want to encourage people to help.
To contribute.
Now I know how it works.
This is your reward. Okay, so number
I'm
one,
so honored.
Life sucks.
No, number one was help.
That was mine, though.
I know, but it was
you
still
didn't contribute.
It was still number one.
And this intro was the help.
Right. So, fine. Number two was life sucks. I agree.
Life's pretty good right now for me.
Really? You having a good time,
I
Red?
don't have too many issues.
Yeah, no bones being taken out of your back.
I mean, I have the same issues, I always have, but nothing really pressing down on me with, not like bones being ripped out of my body. But anyway. Yeah.
Which is, for those of you not in the know, what Leslie is recovering from right now. They sawed off some of your vertebrae and then removed them.
12 or 14 inches.
I don't know how they did it. No, it's not. It's like this.
It's like her entire spine. They totally Mortal Kombated her ass and then shoved it back in there. It's so gross. So gross.
It's icky and it itches.
So
it itches. Sucks. It is gross.
But now you're like kick ass. You don't feel any pain.
No. Yeah.
She's practically a robot.
No, I'm having to take my pain meds.
Yeah.
So.
But at least you got the good stuff.
She got gnarly stuff.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not taking nearly. I'm not even taking half of the shit I've been prescribed.
I've seen her bag of prescription drugs. She has more drugs than the pharmacy.
It's super fun.
I don't take them.
But you got the morphine. That's good.
I do, because that's the one I have to take. Yeah. No, life sucks. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to be able to be pain-free eventually? Or is it just going to be my legs wanting to chop my legs off all the time? We'll see in a couple weeks.
Some people have a sexual fetish about that sort of thing. Maybe you could try and develop that.
If they would pay for it.
Well, we could work on that. We start a GoFundMe. We get you the robot legs.
Although, you know what? Considering that, I can't feel the top part of my left thigh, and it still fucking hurts. So my legs would probably hurt even if I didn't have them.
Can I see if I can feel it?
That's what I was gonna say. Start slapping.
Well, I know that they have these conventions for women that are amputees. I hear they're just crawling with pussy.
Get out. Get the fuck out of here right now. He's so proud of. Look how proud of him he is. He's so proud of himself. Get the fuck out.
He's gonna be telling people about that joke for months. This time next year, he's gonna be like, "Do you guys remember that time we were talking about women amputees
without legs? They were crawling.
They were crawling.
Shit. Oh man, it's so funny."
Oh. This is what people contribute to our show, and this is what you get.
$1 for that joke.
Well, I paid $1 for that.
Yeah, so did I.
God damn it!
Can I take it back? When does it end?
All right, let's move on to number two.
Number 3.
Sorry. Drama is stupid. I cannot fucking agree more.
Oh, I hate drama.
And like I get less and less capable of.
Like, it's the made up shit. The made up drama. It's like, oh, life is going okay right now. Let's make up some bullshit and like drag everyone into it. Like, everyone else doesn't have their own battles that they're working on.
Yep.
You know.
I have like no drama in my life right now. I feel good.
I bet we can fix that.
I know, right? I'm like, I don't believe you, but okay.
Challenge accepted.
I don't really have any bad social things going right now.
I bet you I can with 1
Do it.
1 p.m. I bet I could generate some
do
drama.
Don't ruin my life, Christian. Let
do
me
it.
live blissfully unaware of any drama I might be peripherally involved in.
Well, stop gloating, bro.
I know, right? Come on.
You know, you feel good. You should, shout it from the mountain, right? I mean, there's a hymn about that or something. I think.
All right, so number 4 is my favorite one. What does soapy water taste like?
You know when you have that sports bottle that you mix your drink in?
Oh, that's
and then
the
when
worst.
you don't rinse it out
Yeah.
completely, and then you drink it and you're like, fuck,
For me,
just
it's-
should have waited.
For me, it's my refillable coffee mug, and like I get 96-cent Starbucks coffee if I have this one mug, and it's every single fucking time I
Ruins
wash
the
it.
whole thing.
You're just punishing yourself.
Just wait that extra second. Rinse it one more time.
I know.
And I just don't do it. I just don't. And Arturo tells me that you got to use the hot water instead. And I'm like, it doesn't matter if it's hot or not because it's got soap in it. But you got to get all the soap out.
Or if you just don't use soap, then you don't have to ever worry about that soapy
no.
taste.
I gotta say, like that's like
It could be worse. If you would have seen me on Saturday, it was pretty fucking bad.
Were you blowing bubbles?
Oh, on Saturday? Oh, no, I'm blowing lips.
Oh, dear. What is this?
I don't know. Okay.
Like, seriously, I couldn't walk. So,
Oh.
thanks. No, like, drama, like, you know, the kind of drama, you're not involved in any shit that's going on in somebody else's relationship, and then they just want to just drag you into it. That kind of made up bullshit.
Yeah.
Right on. So what about the soapy water thing?
And soap in your mouth.
What's up with that?
Oh.
She had no idea.
So did anyone get their mouth washed out with soap when they were little?
No.
Oh.
And that would be too minor.
It'd be kind of abusive,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah,
still.
No, it is abusive. That is totally abuse. That would be too minor to go on in my household.
I don't remember what happened when
I know I was threatened with it, but I never actually
No.
got it.
My parents didn't do it.
experienced it.
I don't know, like
You didn't get that one?
no.
was it one of yours?
Although I do remember specifically, the first time I cussed in front of my mother.
I'm gonna shoot your mouth out with bullets.
Damn.
So I'm playing Atari 2600 with my friend.
Atari. He's pretty old.
Yeah.
Wow,
we were
Tabasco.
we were playing Pac-Man, I think. I would have loved Tabasco. Oh, that would have been great. But like I was a whiz kid at Atari Pac-Man. Like I flipped it. I went through every level and it kept going. Like I got 9,999,999 points. And the ghost could not beat me. Like seriously, I was playing for like a good 8 hours straight without dying.
I must
And
suck at Pac-Man then. I'd die like instantly.
I was a genius. So like it was my friend's turn. I've been playing for 8 hours. No, this was a different day.
I guess when there's only like one game, you know.
You got to be an
Right.
expert at it.
Exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't even that bad, but my friend was like going, and I was like trying to give him advice. I was like, go left, and he went right, and I was like, I said left, you damn fool.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, and that was it for me, man. I got dragged up the stairs.
Did you have the ghost patterns memorized? Like the pink one always follows you, the red one always just trying to cut you off, the orange one's just moving around randomly.
I had played so much Atari 2600 Pac-Man, I knew everything, and it didn't matter how hard or fast it got. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What else? Nurses are scary. Is that true? Because like I always like usually.
Well, your nurses were scary.
Right.
Well, no, yeah, no.
The nurses in my head are all like wearing like thigh-high stockings and
yeah,
push-up
no.
bras.
That's
You didn't have that?
sexist. That's sexist. There's male nurses too.
See,
Not in my head. There.
what I want to know is why do when nurses graduate, they still wear the little hats, like they wear those little hats every day when they do their, and they have the whole white getup?
Do they?
Do nurses
Yeah,
still
they
wear
s-
those hats?
Yes,
for
they
the,
do.
For their,
For their
like,
graduation. Why do they still do that? Like, is there?
Well, it's just ceremonial, I guess.
But still, it makes
Because
no
they want to
sense.
look. They want to look stupid.
It's I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Well, I
think
guess
it
it's
looks
kind of the same thing with like graduation caps. I mean, like, why do we wear those?
But it doesn't
No,
look
but that's,
stupid.
that's like more of a uniform thing. It doesn't matter if you're an agriculture major or an accounting major or a computer science major. You all wear the same thing. But nurses still wear these things like they used to wear in hospitals.
So wait. Do men wear them too?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. But I saw a girl in graduation garb this weekend and like the whole white skirt with the white tights, with the white shoes, with the white hat. And I was like,
I can't
nope,
believe
that's Halloween.
I can't believe they're making men wear tights and hats.
Oh,
But
it was a girl, but I can imagine.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, I wonder if like like it's
That's
a bunch of
equality.
I'm gonna
A bunch of
go to
women-
let me
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to-
I'm trying to
Good
find
one.
one that has
I'm
one
gonna
that's
go
not
s-
women. See, they're all women.
I'm gonna stalk her Facebook.
I
Hold
bet.
on.
I bet.
I'm sure you get a.
Like these. These.
oh yeah,
But
they don't have to.
But none of the women. They're just wearing the stupid hat, not like the stupid outfit to go with it.
Right.
yeah,
like
but the men
these-
don't have to.
It's weird.
But like.
Well, some of
see,
the women aren't.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
if
so
it's-
I guess like some women choose to look like dumbasses, and, and others go with the men who are like,
And I
nope,
don't
I don't
like
want to
it.
look like a dumbass. So I guess that's the answer. to
Yeah, I still don't like it.
that. Okay, number.
Look. Look.
Yeah, it's dumb. It
I
looks
don't like
dumb. It looks dumb. Nurse outfits used to be really stupid. Now they're kind of hot.
Well, see, it's a
Like I don't know.
Well,
like
they're just
let me-
pajamas, really,
I know,
yeah,
but let me just say this: like scrubs are kind of hot. I don't know.
Well, yeah, they come off easy. Yeah, they're great.
Nope, there's a guy.
They're very convenient.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's
I
not
don't-
wearing the stupid hat.
No, but they're giving him like a gravy bowl or something. I don't know why. Look at that. It's a gravy bowl.
Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to say about nurses, or shall we move on?
I don't know. Should I say anything about any of the nursing stuff?
I don't know if you want to.
It's up to you.
They're your nurses.
This is
Like-
your
like
contribution.
getting- Like almost getting double dosed on stuff that might no telling what it would have
Sounds
done
like
to
one
me.
hell
Not the good
or,
stuff?
One hell of a party, right? I mean,
You know, not one nurse coming into the room knew why I was there. I had to explain why I was there
Don't have,
every
like,
time.
charts?
Do they have
and
charts
shit.
and yeah?
I didn't see a fucking chart anywhere, but like no one knew why I was there unless I fucking told them.
I thought they usually like hang it on the door or whatever.
There's
right?
nothing
So
hanging on
you
the
walk
fucking
in
door.
and you're like, oh.
The only
I
thing
see.
that was hanging was a little cross with an anorexic-looking Jesus hanging off of it above the door.
Right, that guy doesn't look healthy. What are they going to do to me
He's
here?
just been working on his abs. That's all.
No,
Abs are made in the kitchen.
I don't think all nurses are scary. I just that
that
Particular.
particular
floor-
set of them.
yeah. But I worry a little bit because I mean,
Well, and it's weird because they always tell you like, oh, well, trust your nurses and your doctor because they know more than you. And it's like because you always get like the patients that come in there that like I know more than the doctors and I know what I need.
I've been on WebMD all day.
Oh,
And then you have situations like this where like they literally almost killed me had I let them do what they wanted to do. You know.
well, like with this one, I said I think I already took that. And then she was looking through the stuff and like, oh, and left. And that was the day. That was the day I was gonna get discharged. I didn't know it at the time, but that nurse never came back in my room without someone else with her. So
You were very scary in her defense. I just want to be totally honest.
me paying attention to what shit I'm putting in my body. Imagine that.
Leslie's very scary. I would.
Although it doesn't surprise. Yeah,
I-
because
you
no.
don't-
Let
you don't
me
want-
tell
you
the zucchini thing.
the zucchini thing.
yes.
Well, because
Yes.
I was laying flat on my back and I couldn't feed myself, but the only way I could get the pain medication is if I ate. So I've got a nurse cutting up chicken and feeding me, and I can see
Tell me again slowly.
Okay, I can see the plate over there, and so it's like chicken and rice, and it's got steamed vegetables, and I asked for a piece of zucchini, and she didn't know what it was. So I had to say the green thing, and she didn't know what the squash was either. So, and she just seemed confused that I wanted to put that in my mouth and eat
You
it.
want vegetables? What's wrong with you?
I don't know, but that was my first
Yeah, that's
experience
a
that I
little scary.
really remember.
Anonymous 41431 in the chat room says, talking to the chaplains suck. I agree with that. Did you have any chaplains to visit you?
So when the chaplain came in to see me, was when Josh was just showing up there for lunch break.
Your husband?
Yeah. And so I told him I was an atheist, but he told me that he was still there for spiritual or emotional support. Or
If you want me to tell you some bullshit, I can do that. It's kind of my gig.
And the thing is, what the chaplains, I have mixed feelings about that because, way back then, whenever I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, the chaplain when I ended up in the hospital in Oklahoma, the chaplain there was the one who helped me make sure that my daughter was okay getting away from my husband.
So they're useful and
so
situationally useful.
He was useful then.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, I don't know.
The last time I was hospitalized, a chaplain came to see me, and he was very cagey. I don't know. I mean, when I was being admitted, I had this very long conversation with the dude who was admitting me about. She's like, "Do you have any religious-based beliefs that will affect our care for you?" And I was like, "Haha, no, I do not." And he's like, "So what religion are you?" And I was like, "I'm an atheist." And he's like, "What religion?" And I was like,
I don't know how to write that here. There's no box for
how
that.
How do you spell that? Is that G-O-D? Or...
I was like, "None." And then he just stared at the wall for a long time. He wouldn't even look at me. He was looking at the wall "Oh shit. Satan's gonna come. Satan's gonna come."
If I don't make eye contact, he'll heal himself.
He suddenly felt the burden of having to try to convert you.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess. But eventually he continued on whatever. But then the next day the chaplain showed up in my room and he was like, "Hey, so how are you feeling? And the weather outside is frightful." And I was like, "Yeah." And then finally he's like, after sitting there for 10 minutes, he's like, "Would you like to pray with me?" I was like, "No, I'm an atheist."
Would you like me to read you your last rites?
Just
The
get this over with.
doctor says it's not looking good. He says you have a 3% chance, and
I hear atheists find God in foxholes.
Right.
So
This is when it's gonna happen. So let's do it, okay?
yeah. So, but then he just left. He was very pleasant. Just left.
I can't imagine them a hospital chaplain getting aggressive with a patient.
Oh, they do.
It just seems I'm sure it just seems like that would be bad practice. It's you already have someone in a lot of pain in an uncomfortable situation in a hospital. Last thing they need is someone proselytizing.
They are ripe for picking at that point. That's why you get aggressive, because you can win some souls for Jesus if you go for the sick people. I mean, not Leslie because she's very scary, but but everyone else.
I was very scary to all of them.
I believe it. It would not be a good day to be a nurse or a chaplain or a doctor.
I just feel like I go on there and be like, all right, do you need any religious help? No? Okay.
I need zucchini! Give me fucking zucchini!
It's the green one. I want it now.
All right, so let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is We Are All Doomed.
I just added that to the end.
Okay. It's true.
I was helping, okay? I was helping. We are all doomed.
Going back to the last one, Amphetamine 47 in the chat room says, "My mom had to throw all the chaplains out of her room hospice." My mom is the opposite. The last time I had to go up to San Antonio because she was in the hospital, she asked for all the chaplains. She wanted all of them. It's seriously, I had to I started having to hosing them down to get them to leave. So fucking annoying.
I went and found one for my dad before he had his open heart surgery. My mom wanted somebody, so we actually got a family friend that was a priest to do it instead of just a local whatever chaplain that they have employed there. So I did it for my dad, but I mean, I didn't go in there. I didn't pray with them. I didn't hang out, but my dad wanted it, so I made
I
it
was
happen.
fine with it.
So
I'm
it's
my mom's religious. I'm okay, what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
But after the 40th fucking Christian chaplain to come into the room, I was like, oh, I'm so fucking done. Mm-hmm. When can I make my sisters take over?
Let's tag team this. Let's go.
Right.
They did ask me before the surgery whether or not I wanted to talk to a chaplain before the surgery. Yeah.
What'd you say?
No.
Fuck you.
Okay.
No.
Get the fuck out.
And then,
I was so ready to get it over with.
Yeah.
then the anesthesiologist was like,
I was waiting.
"You're probably gonna die."
Was that scary at all? Is it scary
What's
when you get put under?
That under like that.
You don't really experience it. It's
Yeah.
like you're just gone.
Yeah, they tell you just. Well, at least when the last time I had.
I
it,
imagine that's what dying's like.
But leading up to being gone,
don't-
are you? I would be.
Well, have
freaked
you ever been
out.
to the dentist and put like laughing gas on you or anything like
Nope.
that? No. Well, I mean, they just put a little mask on. They like count backwards from 10, and then
That's not what they do.
those are mine, and I didn't make it to 10.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so number 7, is our species even evolved enough to handle life after 30?
I forgot that.
Here's the sorry, you shouldn't have written it if you didn't want to talk about it. But I actually feel like life after 30 was better than life before 30. Like,
I just hit 30.
I'm pretty fine with it. Like, it's not a big deal. I see a lot of still posts like, "Oh, I'm gonna be 30," and I'm already been 20s, and it's like, yeah, I'm 35 now, and it's like, whatever.
yeah, I gotta say my 30s were much better than my 20s. My 20s were like so chaotic and mental.
I have much more money now. I have better job, so I go to more concerts now. It's
Right?
way fun.
Although I gotta say, like at least so. Leslie has a child, but you guys do not. I
Fuck
made
yeah.
I made
Right?
sure
Winning.
I was like, I am not going to have a child until I'm 30 if the condom god smiles upon me, and that's what happened.
We'll
And
call him Charles.
despite the fact how, like, you know, at least emotionally and psychologically my 20s were shitty, I got to do whatever the fuck I wanted, you know, and that's worth so much.
I got pregnant at 19 and then had cancer at 20,
So yeah,
Not winning.
yeah, you lose.
It's like
I lost all of
double
them.
lose.
Yeah.
let me tell you how awesome your 20s are.
Lily is
If
amazing, by the way. She's
Yeah,
a great kid, I'm
we
sure.
love
I just-
Lily. Lily's cool.
She you know what I love about Lily the most? She gives zero fucks
Oh,
about me.
fuck no.
She
She is awesomely the worst.
She is so bad. Like she gives me so much trouble. Like I have a harder time keeping up with her than I do with most of the people in the group who give me trouble. Like adults are less adept at giving me shit than this kid. She's
And I
awesome.
really didn't teach that to her.
It's instinctive.
She
Yeah.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah, she inherited that shit. Oh, hey, we are at male abortions. But we're like, we've been talking for a long time, so let's try and not make this a big thing.
I didn't read that.
Okay.
Any of that.
So
I know that thread happened, but I didn't.
Okay, so we had a big argument within Corpus Christi
I
Atheist
know
this week.
nothing about this.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
I'm
read
going to tell
any
you.
Well, it
Thread.
wasn't. I mean,
I'm going to tell you.
it was
It's easy.
polemics. I mean,
It's
let's-
easy.
yeah.
Did it have
So,
something to do with Ryan? Because I didn't read it.
No, it's me and Christian going back and forth.
and then my brother stepped in.
Well, I went to sleep and then I woke up and there was like 50 messages. And it was like, whatever. I'm
Oh,
done.
a real winner right there, right?
It's like, I'm not that dedicated to this idea. It's like if people want male abortions, I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me one way or another.
Okay, so this is like an idea that I actually personally first heard on the Godless Bitches podcast, which is out of atheist community of Austin, and it was being promoted by Tracy Harris, who I think is amazing. She is super smart, and I think no one else on the podcast was agreeing with her, but I think she fucking owned them all. So basically, Sweden has put forward a law, although it's not going anywhere because it's obviously quite controversial. But basically, it says that if a man impregnates a woman, he has until the 18th week of gestation to say, I don't want a kid, and not be financially responsible for that child. Now, I think this is a good thing because it is consistent with bodily autonomy and reproductive rights and reproductive choice. I think that giving a time limit is great because you end up letting the woman factor that into her choice about whether to.
Well, because abortion usually has to happen within like the first 20 weeks or 22.
Well,
or
that's what happens here. Like in Texas, they now have a 20-week abortion ban.
What was it generally supposed to be, like 22 or 24?
Was supposed to be, or what? What is in other
Red,
places?
What are you saying?
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know that much about abortions because I'm never getting one, so I don't keep up with all the numbers. I just know that there is like a second trimester.
Right, third trimesters are typically, and I would agree with that, not a good idea.
Doesn't sound like a good idea then.
Yeah.
But no, there is some sort of.
To be honest with you, there is some evidence that perhaps fetuses feel pain as early as 18 weeks.
Well, I thought the whatever the limit set at, I thought the limit was set because at that certain point, that is the point at which the fetus could survive outside the womb unassisted, or I mean, they could feasibly be taken from the womb and like be put on life support.
That's like 22 weeks,
right? And so I thought that's why the current limit was set around that.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
I thought that was the logic behind it, but like
I don't fucking know. But I'm just saying, I might make it. I mean, obviously it's not perfect because here's what you can have: women who don't know they're pregnant before the 18th week. You can have women who know but are like, I'm gonna wait till 19 to say some shit because you know. But I think that overall, and not in our society. Because in our society, we're so wrapped up in abortion politics that I think it might work badly. But I think in a perfect world, this is a good idea. I think that, you know, both parties get to make decisions. You know, the argument that my brother was making in that was like, you know, oh, the dude knew he was supposed.
Yeah, if you're both sluts, then you have to keep the baby.
Yeah,
That's what
like he knew she could have
got.
gotten pregnant. I was like, well, so did she. And so, but are you arguing that she shouldn't have autonomy over her body? I can make good arguments against this position, but no one in that thread, yourself included, was making good arguments.
But I do like to think whatever discussion we had in there, it wasn't mean-spirited.
Oh no, not at all. I thought it was a fun. I was having fun.
Yeah. It was because the thing, like, I'm not totally sold against the idea. Like, oh no. It's like for me, it's more of a polemics thing. Like, in order to better understand how I feel about it, I'd like because everyone in our group was pretty much for it. There was no one really against it. So I was trying to explore the other side of it and how I felt about what responsibility, you know, financially or socially, the man should have.
Sure.
You know, in that
So,
process.
Maybe the two dudes should stop talking. And what do you guys think?
What's the question?
Everything I have thought has been too bad to say. So
but
Go for it.
Should the guy have the option to sever himself financially from the impending child that might be born from a consummated sexual activity?
Given enough, given
it.
enough notice that the woman could choose to abort the child because she couldn't afford it without him. she's got the Klingenschmidt beach ball going on.
So are we talking?
Yeah, I do.
Like, does this apply to married couples? This applies
It's
to everybody.
any really, yeah.
Any guy that says, I don't want to pay for that baby.
I don't know. How do you even know? Like, you don't even necessarily know who the father is at that point.
Yeah, and that's I think that that's kind of what I was pointing out is that there are a lot of holes in this law, but I think that in just looking at it purely from we're having sex, that's gonna be my kid.
Well, I mean, because logically, the guy and the girl, in a lot of cases, they can say like, there's high probability I had sex with you, it might be mine. Thus, I should prepare myself financially if it is mine, and if this law exists, potentially I can sever my financial responsibilities to any future child that may be born, be it mine or not.
Like, I don't want to be a father.
Well, so if we handled this the way that legislation handles women's rights issues in these kind of situations, I say that you can sever the payment, right? But you have to sever other things too.
That's what happens in this law, is that you lose all parental rights.
No, I'm talking about your balls.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Like, if you're going to have sex, if you're going to get people pregnant and then not want to have the baby, then you should not have the ability to get people pregnant.
But can't you make that same argument for women that if you're going to not want to be pregnant, but you're going to do the things and have the
That's how we're
capability-
treated anyway.
Well, no, I agree with that. And what I said earlier was that, obviously in
I'm
our
just trying to make
culture,
it equal.
Yeah, because women that do have an abortion do have the risk of not being able to have kids ever again. Why shouldn't the man be
that's
put
very,
at that?
very low.
But it happens.
But it's
It
very,
happens.
very low.
I'm saying, like,
Statistically, it's not very
this
Right.
this sort of male abortion thing, once the women's rights around pregnancy and just family and everything are fixed,
Yes.
then this can be a conversation. Otherwise,
I agree.
I
with
think men need to just fuck off for a while. Fuck off, or help us get the rest of this shit right, and then we can talk about this stuff. But there's too much wrong right now.
And that's what I was saying was that, in our current society, like there is just too much abortion politic bullshit. And so this doesn't make sense. But in a society like Sweden where they're doing this, where they're very, very, pro-choice and pro-reproductive rights, this makes a lot of sense. And I think that in a perfect world, which is what I said earlier, in a perfect world, this makes perfect sense in my view.
This isn't that world.
I agree.
So I could see how if the woman does have all kinds of rights, and I could see how you're saying that.
Yeah,
but
imagine that
that's
part of
not-
the system was fixed.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
not.
not.
So right.
Yeah.
So like women have the ability to control their bodies and decide whether they want to be mothers or not.
Assuming there are enough Planned Parenthoods in the area that you
Right.
could, feasibly get to one. if
Safe
you-
Yeah,
and everything else.
like
Mhm.
the system fixed.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Then that can be like step 2.
And because of the angle I was approaching it from was more from a social financial perspective, where we have an expectation that a child's going to have 2 parents worth of income or time to support it. And so if you have one person aborting financially, that decision is inherently unequal from a female's abortion, which doesn't generate any new social capital. Their decision actually stops any future debt from occurring, whereas the debt still occurs, but without the financial input that he would have had he been legally responsible like he is now, whether to have joint custody or pay child support or just be a regular dad person, whatever that form of support may come in. It's expected as in the current system. And so that was more my perspective, just from a social economics, social good kind of perspective. But I guess Christian thought it was really dumb.
Yes, it was dumb. Anonymous 41431 in the chat room says, why not just always say no? Then if anything happens, you're golden, because you're not golden because don't scroll. Please don't scroll.
Oh.
You're not golden because you give up all your parental rights. And I would be personally vehemently opposed to losing my parental rights to my children.
But we also have a system already in place where you can give up your parental rights.
Sure.
After the child's born, both parents agree to it.
They both have to agree
Yeah, they
to
both
it.
have to agree to it, right? Which and that's
But-
the current system we live.
Well, this is
where
what I'm saying, though.
there's-
Like, a woman can, on her own, decide, nope, not having a baby. And she should be able to do that.
But she also
But-
carries some more burden in that decision
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
So it makes sense that she would have more control over that
Absolutely.
decision.
Absolutely. But I'm saying is that both parties should have the right to
I feel like
terminate that.
I feel like one party is more burdened than the other. Thus, that burden gives them more
Thank you
access
so
to the
much.
decision.
So this is like when I was arguing with you and my brother. I'm like, why doesn't someone make that argument? Because that's the only good argument.
I made that argument like 3
You
different
did
times.
not
and you
make
were-
that argument at all.
Dude, I made that argument all the time. It was like the woman has a physical decision to make, whereas the man has only a financial decision to make. The physical
No,
decision.
you were arguing that was not autonomy, and financial autonomy is just as.
I was talking about. I very
No,
clearly was
I
talking
know-
about
okay.
physical bodily autonomy.
You were not, but go fuck yourself. Katie Scary in the chat room says, so if a couple agrees to have a baby, gets pregnant on purpose, but then decides to bail. But, I mean, just in terms of equality, and again, we're talking about a perfect world, she can decide to bail, he can decide to bail. I mean...
Well, I mean, you already have kind of those decisions already where people
Perfect
get
world.
their
Perfect
eggs
world,
yes.
inseminated and frozen, And then later on, like the lady wants to have those babies, but the guy's like,
lady.
well, we're divorced now. So like those eggs should be destroyed. But technically the agreement already has that those eggs are there for her to use when she needs or wants. So, I mean, that's already like a thing that's currently happening. But that's more from that's a extracurricular kind of case.
Right. Kitty's Carrie in the chat room says a woman has far more risks, especially physical, when continuing a pregnancy. Yes, which is why she should have the ability to decide.
That's what I was saying.
Men in an ideal world should also have that decision to be a parent, to reproduce or not.
And I feel they already have that option. After the child's born, they can say like, "Hey, I would like to not to," and if both parents agree, then they can separate.
Agree.
If you both agree,
and I think that's fine.
But no, because that's still. So anyway, I don't think it's a big issue. So I think it's an interesting issue to explore. I don't feel like this is a pressing, oh my God, we have to do this right now and we have to make sure this happens.
Well, and I think there's already options for the guy already.
There aren't, but okay. But
there are.
No, they're not.
They're difficult to attain.
Although I gotta say,
yeah, sure.
They're very difficult. And I would say like
not having sex.
Like if
you should keep your legs closed.
Exactly. If my daughter came home pregnant as a teenager, the first thing I would do is try and figure out how we can get the dude to sever all, because that shit never works, and just sever all parental rights and we'll just handle it. I mean, that's just what I would do. I'm obviously my daughter would have a great deal of say in that, but I would welcome him.
It would be an option you would present.
And one that I would prefer. I would not.
But what if he's an okay guy?
Oh, please. Trevors are never okay guys. Trevor in high school, he's just going to be a nightmare. And why do you want to subject your kid to that?
Or what if she's like lesbian, right? And then but she gets pregnant with this guy. And she's like, oh, the guy's going to have nothing to do it. And me and my girlfriend are going to raise it. It's going to be the greatest thing ever.
She's not gay.
You don't know.
I do know.
Shit happens.
Still,
I do know.
The guy's out of the picture, so it doesn't matter.
Here's the thing about human sexuality, and the thing that I really learned having children. Children know from a very early age. They have sexual feelings. They have attractions. They know. Heterosexual children who are raised in a heteronormative society do not have the kinds of confusion that gay children raised in a society where being gay is not entirely okay. They don't have that same confusion. And I never assumed either one of my kids were heterosexual because I was like, I don't want them to have that. But especially with my son, I mean, it was like,
there's
really
plenty of
obvious.
Preachers you always see
Really
come out later in
obvious.
life, and they're like, oh yeah, and they're blowing gay prostitutes and stuff, and all kinds of stuff, and then they're like in their 40s, and this whole thing.
I think that's a good place to stop this, is blowing gay prostitutes.
I mean, not saying your son's going to do that one day, but I mean, if he does, man,
if he wants to, if that's what he wants to do,
just the same.
Yeah. If my son wants to blow gay prostitutes, I'll give
or just male prostitutes. There's not like a gay prostitute. It'd just be a prostitute that's a dude.
No.
Well, just like that's not really gay marriage. It's just marriage, and there's no gay parking. It's just parking. It would just wouldn't be a gay prostitute. It would just be a male prostitute.
There are men who are prostitutes that service women, and there are men who are prostitutes who service men, and men who are prostitutes who service both.
But it would still just be a male prostitute who is servicing another dude. It wouldn't necessarily. I mean, it's a prostitute, not a gay prostitute. Just be a prostitute.
I disagree with your semantics, but it is semantics, so let's let it go. Thank you guys in the chat room for hanging out with us for this long. Holy crap. I apologize for all of the things that we have said over the last 2 hours.
I also apologize.
I didn't hear most of it.
That one joke
if
I
they
made,
said anything awful, it wasn't me.
Apologize for my amputee joke. It was off color. Probably.
Yeah, that
it's
was
too
pretty
late.
bad.
Everybody stop listening.
That was pretty bad. Leslie is highly drugged up, so she is not responsible for anything that was said tonight. She didn't even register most of it. So we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
So